This week's headlines.
250 new internal jobs for students. Drug raids at Harrow Halls. Exam move for Marylebone students. The new Student Advice Roadshow. An Education and Sport book launch. Smoke News wins at Awards Bash.
And as always, we'll be covering
Top news in sports and what's on in London with Greg Fluker.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Smoke News. My name's Julia Kim.
And I'm Tom Rich. I do hope you missed us.
First up, I'm sure you're all becoming familiar with the Great Start, a project launched this year to welcome new students entering university.
Under the scheme, the university is hiring 250 current students to become fans, friends of arriving new students. Here's your UWSU president to tell you a little bit more.
Right guys, you don't want to miss out on this opportunity to become a fan. It's about, really revolutionising the induction process for students. What do you get out of it? You get £75 upon completion payment, an overnight stay in a hotel, luxury hotel might I add. You get free access to SU events, also expenses that will be covered. It's really a no-brainer. Get involved now. Make sure you visit the website uwsu.com/Great Start and you'll find all the information there. Make sure you tell your friends to tell them. Make sure you tell your friends to tell their friends to tell them. Make sure you tell your friends to tell their friends to tell their. Make sure you tell your friends to tell their friends to tell their friends. Peace.
And now, is drug use common practice at the University of Westminster?
A major police raid took place at Harrow Halls of Residence in cooperation with university staff in search of narcotics possession, with some very mixed reactions. Alex Brennan reports from Harrow.
I'm here at a familiar sight to many, Harrow Halls of Residence, which was recently the site of a major scandal. After serious complaints were raised over drug use, 44 raid warrants were issued.
From what I've heard, they went round people's rooms that they'd been tipped off that would be likely to have contraband, and then they just went in, said, "We're doing a drugs raid, this is happening."
And then I remember just seeing it on Facebook, and I kind of thought it was a joke. And then obviously, like looking out of a window, you saw all of the policemen walking around. Like it was quite shocking.
The Deputy Vice-Chancellor issued the following statement. In recent weeks, the incident of reported drug use at the halls has increased, despite warnings, and the situation was very serious. The university has cooperated fully with the police over the steps taken. The university has a zero-tolerance approach to the possession and use of drugs and has an obligation to report such matters to the police.
I think they're a good idea because I think, although it's not campus and I did expect it when I came here, I think there's far too much. Like you walk on the campus and you can smell it, and it's too much. I think that it needs to kind of be cut down and someone needs to do something about it rather than people thinking they can get away with it.
If stuff needs to happen around here, it needs to happen. I didn't really have much trouble in my flat, but I know there was a lot of trouble happening down here.
Some people, however, felt that this was a serious breach of their privacy.
I was in the room with a couple of friends and they just stormed inside. They put us against the wall. First they checked us and then they made a complete check of the room. The safes, under the beds, behind the flags, everything.
Everyone just felt complete invasion of privacy. We had no right to just pick on them, and from the people I've talked to, they didn't find anything with them, so.
I think the way that it was carried out was really kind of irresponsible. Like they have that responsibility, but they also have a pastoral responsibility to, make sure that all of our well-being is taken care of.
The next day, 2 days later, after the police raids, we had police dogs. We have sniffing dogs around the halls, around all the campuses, not only the rooms, we had it around the whole campus. And I really don't think it was that necessary. It didn't have to reach that point.
And now it's kind of like I don't feel like we're all on the same side. I feel like it's kind of like us against them, and that's not what it should be like at all.
The general consensus from students here is that the raids were unnecessary and the warrants shouldn't have been granted. However, it has been considered that the students' best interests were at the forefront of this investigation. Surely everyone deserves to feel comfortable and safe in their surroundings. My name's Alex Brennan, reporting for Smoke News.
Moving on with news at the Marylebone campus now.
The £60 million redevelopment on site is well underway, but of course we're currently heading straight into the exam period.
Now the last thing you want when you're trying to concentrate on your paper is hardcore drilling or a view of a builder's bum outside the window.
Let's see what the university has done to solve this problem. Azim Sayani reports.
Are you a business or architecture student at the Marylebone campus? If so, you would most definitely notice all the building work going on around here. Unfortunately, this is going on during the exam period and it will most definitely affect your revision and studies. So the Westminster University has come up with a solution of holding the exams off-site. So this video will just make sure that you are at the right place at the right time. So instead of being at the Marylebone campus, you'll be taking your exams here at Sugar Key. Sugar Key is located right opposite the Thames, and the closest tube stations are Tower Hill and Monument, which are about 5 minutes walk away. Make sure you organise your journey here properly with the TFL website, and you're here 45 minutes before your exam. If you're more than half an hour late, they won't let you in. All the exams have been assigned a zone and a level within the building itself, so make sure you check yours before you head off. All the information is on the website below, so check that as well, and wish you the best of luck for your exams.
In other campus news, the Student Advice Service here at Westminster is expanding, and 2 of our new student advisors have begun a roadshow to reach students from all campuses. Last week, they were down at Regent Street.
Let's take a look.
My name's Sarah. I'm one of the new welfare advisors for the Student Union. I'm out with my colleague Karenina visiting the different campuses, just really to meet and greet the students and to really try and raise awareness of the advice and assistance that we can assist with, especially at this really stressful time of year.
I think it's great. Personally, I'm a second year student. First year, I had a lot of problems with trying to manage 2 degrees, a language degree and a international relations and normal degree. It's hard to access personal tutors. They're never around. They always seem to be booked. So this kind of service would have been beneficial if the service was around campuses near central London.
So if you would like to come and meet us, please come down, and we're at various campuses. I think all the details are on Facebook, so please do come and meet us.
Celebrating the cream of the crop here at Westminster, the WSU Ball awarded all the students, sports teams and societies who made an outstanding contribution to the university this year.
And best of all, our very own Smoke TV won the Best Student Media along with Greg Fluker, runner-up for the Best Student Journalist. Well done us!
Also, Smoke TV took part in NASTA, the National Student Television Awards that were held at the University of Nottingham. As the newest student TV channel in the country, it was fantastic to see what our colleagues were producing.
That's right. Smoke TV has gained more knowledge and experience which we will use to develop and grow. We can't wait to go back next year.
Next up, Bollywood, an exciting charity event taking place next week in the city.
Thousands of people dancing to the same routine at the same time will try to break a world record for Bollywood Dancing, aiming to raise £10,000 for Macmillan Cancer Support. The event in London will take place at the Victoria Embankment Gardens at 3 p.m. this Saturday.
And don't worry, it's okay if you haven't had any lessons before. You can go to the link on the screen, watch the routine and give it a try at home first. Myself, I wouldn't mind seeing Julie here do a bit of belly dancing.
I bet you wouldn't, Tom. I bet you wouldn't. And now, an official invitation to an education in sport.
That's right. The official launch of Mark Clapson's book took place in Regent's campus. The event was hosted by the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Geoffrey Petts.
The book entitled An Education in Sport, Competition, Communities and Identities at the University of Westminster since 1864 is a great source for learning more about sports history in our university.
And now it's time for the top news in sports.
First up, the marathon and the 3-mile run at Chiswick Stadium. Let's see who won.
They're off, and the oldest annual marathon in the world is underway with over 26 miles ahead of them. Who will succeed Jim Peters, who's held that Sporting Life trophy 4 years running? And we do mean running. Eric Smith has the lead now, followed by Geoffrey Eyton and RAF Sergeant Bill McMinnis. Meanwhile, in Chiswick Stadium, the clubs are battling for the Kinnaird Trophy. Here's the 3-mile race with Chris Chataway lying fourth.
I'm not really a fan of running. I prefer other kinds of sports, like the one in the next piece.
At Chiswick Polytechnic Stadium, waiters prepare to demonstrate how speedily they can deal with a course. Occasion is the 2nd annual London Waiters Race. Contestants wear their working clothes and carry a tray, a bottle, and a glass of champagne. Lined up at the start, they get a taste of what it's like to be kept waiting. Now wait for it, boys. Madam, may we help? Main requirement for these contestants is a steady hand, as spilling disqualifies.
Okay, truth is, as you probably know already, the season has ended. But those videos are in fact some seriously old school sporting action from our home ground Chiswick. A little taste of that fantastic sport history we have here at Westminster.
Most sport has finished, but the cricket season is nearly well underway.
This terrible weather we've been having has meant 3 games have had to be called off so far. Let's hope by next week we'll have some match reports for you.
Now it's time to find out what else is on in London. It's over to Greg.
Thanks guys. Hello and welcome to What's on London, bringing you the best of London life. With the Olympics just around the corner, a new exhibition focuses on the political implications of the world's most famous games. Politics and Olympics, Ideals and Realities looks at the way the games of the past have been touched by international political situations, from human rights to security concerns. All of the themes in the exhibition will be partnered with a series of lectures. The exhibition runs until September the 8th at the Free Words Centre and there's no charge for admission. Next up is Kiss with a Fist at Proud Camden. The event is an eclectic mix of burlesque, wrestling and fire breathers, as well as some other weird and wonderful acts. Advance tickets for Friday's event are £6. See our blog for more information. Finally this week, spring has sprung and it's time for the eco-chic market at the Spitalfields City Farm. The weekly event is a perfect way to spend a Sunday with locally produced food, art and fashion lining the stalls. That's all for this week. As always, you can check out all of these events on our blog, smokelondon.wordpress.com, and check out Smoke Greg on Twitter for our latest updates. Until next week, it's back to Tom and Julia.
Thanks, Greg. A big good luck to everyone with remaining exams, and don't worry, it'll all be over soon.
That's it for today. Thank you for watching and see you next week.
Bye-bye.